You probably do it without even thinking. Downloading a new app, maybe one that just caught your eye, or it popped up when you search for something specific. It looks totally legit, promises exactly what you need, nice, sleek design. But what if that simple act, that download, what if that trust itself is being, well, weaponized against you? Today we're diving into a different kind of cyber threat. It's not really about finding obscure technical glitches or, complex software exploits. No, this preys on something much more fundamental: human trust. Emotional vulnerability. We're talking about a huge cross-platform malware campaign called SarangTrap. So our mission for this deep dive is to really unpack how this very sophisticated operation uses social engineering, how it gets iOS and Android users, what kind of sensitive data it's quietly stealing, how it keeps changing to avoid getting caught, and maybe most importantly, what does this all tell us about where digital security is headed? And yeah, our insights today, they're coming straight from some recent, really groundbreaking research flagged by the experts at Zimperium's labs. They were key in uncovering this whole campaign. Okay, let's unpack this. So when Zimperium first found SarangTrap, the sheer scale must have been pretty staggering, right? We're talking, researchers identifying over 250 Android malware samples and more than 80 malicious domains, all designed just to trap people. This isn't just like crude fakes we sometimes see. It feels like these attackers are real pros at social engineering.
Oh, absolutely. They craft these incredibly convincing phishing domains, fake mobile apps, and the look and feel. Top-notch, sleek designs, really emotionally appealing hooks.
Right, like disguised as dating apps, you said? Or cloud storage, even car service tools, things people genuinely look for.
Exactly, things you trust.
So you download one thinking it's the real thing, and then it asks for an invitation code. That's clever. It plays on that desire for exclusivity, kind of disarms you.
It does, it really does.
But what happens then? After you put in the code, what's the immediate goal once they're past that first step?
Well, you've hit the crucial point. Once that invitation code is, quote, verified, and let's be clear, it's just a fake trigger, the app immediately kicks into its next phase. It starts asking for a whole bunch of permissions.
Ah, the permissions prompt.
Yes, but it's disguised. It says these are needed to, enable full features. We're talking access to your SMS messages, your files, your whole contact list.
Wow, sensitive stuff.
Extremely. And what's really insidious is that while the app on the surface, it looks fine. It shows dummy chat screens, maybe a fake contact selector. But in the background, totally silent, it's harvesting your really sensitive personal data.
Like what specifically? Photos?
Photos, definitely. Contacts, SMS messages. And there's a neat technical detail. The images, before they're sent off to the attacker's servers, they get compressed. They use something called the Lubin Image Compression Library.
Lubin? Why that specific library?
Well, it's partly about saving bandwidth, sure, but using a legitimate, common library like Lubin makes the whole activity seem less suspicious. Security tools might overlook it because it's not some weird unknown code.
Okay, that's smart. And you mentioned it's not just Android.
No, not at all. For iOS devices, the attackers deploy a mobile configuration profile.
A config profile? How does that work?
It basically grants them similar access. Photo libraries, contact information. The installation is cleverly hidden, too.
Yeah.
It guides users through this, three-step prompt, which is designed specifically to bypass the usual App Store checks.
So you're essentially installing it yourself, outside the normal protections.
Exactly. And once that profile is installed, it can pull data out without any visible sign that something bad is happening. What's fascinating here is just the level of sophistication in camouflaging this across different operating systems. It gets around a lot of traditional defenses.
It sounds like a real masterclass in deception. But what's really worrying is you said this isn't static, right? It keeps changing. Have Zimperium's researchers found any, weaknesses or surprising blind spots in how they're evolving? Because it feels like they're always adapting.
Absolutely. And that's the concerning part. It's definitely not static. We're seeing more recent samples of SarangTrap showing a significant deliberate evolution in how they evade detection. So the latest Android versions, for example, they don't explicitly declare SMS permissions in their manifest file anymore.
Oh, so they're hiding their intentions better.
Precisely. It's almost certainly a tactic to avoid getting flagged by antivirus programs that look for those kinds of broad permission requests.
But does that mean they can't access SMS anymore?
Well, that's the hidden danger. Deeper analysis shows the actual code for grabbing SMS messages. It's still there, in the source.
Oh, wow. So it's dormant.
It implies the functionality could be switched back on any time or may be triggered under specific conditions. It's like a ticking time bomb inside the app.
Okay, so what permissions do these newer versions ask for then?
They ask for less, seemingly. access to contacts, external storage, photos and files, and basic device information.
Which still sounds like quite a lot, honestly.
It is. While it seems less intrusive than asking for SMS up front, it's still more than enough to conduct large-scale surveillance without setting off immediate alarm bells. And the malware just keeps quietly doing its thing, uploading your device metadata, your contacts, your images to servers controlled by the attackers. You'd likely never know.
So they're constantly tweaking it.
Yeah. Imperium's researchers really believe this campaign is being actively tested, refined. The operators are experimenting with different permission combinations, different manifest setups, all to stay one step ahead of mobile security tools.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, this ongoing refinement, it just perfectly highlights that relentless cat-and-mouse game in cybersecurity. Attackers find a way, defenses adapt, attackers find a new way. It pushes security forward, even as it threatens us.
That constant evolution makes it incredibly hard to fight. And you mentioned, while it seems global, there's a particular place where its impact is really being felt strongly. What does that concentration say in South Korea? Tell us about the specific vulnerabilities these attackers might be targeting. Is it cultural, technical?
Yeah, the campaign definitely seems especially concentrated in South Korea. Some numbers really paint the picture. Out of the 88 phishing domains they tracked, over 70 are still active right now, still accessible.
70? That's a lot still live.
It is. And maybe more alarming, over 25 of those domains have actually been indexed by Google, meaning they show up in search results.
Exactly. Often when people search for common things like dating apps or file-sharing tools, which of course massively increases the chances someone will click on a malicious link without realizing it.
And are these domains just randomly registered, or is there a pattern?
There's a definite pattern. The way the domains are registered points to a highly coordinated operation. You see bursts of activity, multiple domains registered almost simultaneously, probably tied to specific rollout cycles.
Like they're trying to flood the zone.
Kind of, yeah. And they even localized the domain names, made them look culturally and linguistically right for South Korea, which just boosts their credibility massively.
Makes them blend right in.
Totally. And, we've even seen some really harrowing real-world examples of the human cost. There's one story, a Korean man. He recounted downloading a dating app, apparently after a breakup, so maybe feeling a bit vulnerable. And he got lured in by a fake romantic profile, got tricked into sharing personal data. The malware then got access to his contacts, captured sensitive photos or videos, and then they used that material to threaten and extort him.
Oh, that's awful. That's just devastating.
It really is. And that story just perfectly underscores how this malware weaponizes trust. It weaponizes emotional vulnerability. It relies so heavily on human psychology, much more than just finding some technical bug.
Yeah, that story from South Korea, it really brings it home, doesn't it?
Huh.
How SarangTrap goes beyond just the tech. It highlights that the attack surface, well, it isn't just our devices anymore. It's us. It's our feelings, our trust. So what does this all mean for you listening right now in terms of staying safe online? If our own emotions are the new attack vectors, what does that signal about where digital security needs to go next? SarangTrap is a potent reminder, maybe a chilling one, that the most dangerous threats often aren't about finding some flaw in your OS. They exploit our very human nature, our desires, our vulnerabilities, our trust.
It really does emphasize how important critical thinking is now. Questioning assumptions when you interact with new apps, new services, especially anything offering that kind of exclusive access or, playing on those emotional hooks. You just have to be skeptical.
Absolutely. Which leads to a bigger thought, maybe something for you to consider. As SarangTrap shows, when malware can weaponize human trust and emotional vulnerability this effectively, what are the broader implications? How do we need to fundamentally rethink personal digital security? Are we looking at a future where, traditional firewalls and antivirus are only half the battle? Do we need completely new kinds of defenses, maybe human-centric ones, or even AI models specifically designed to spot and counter this kind of emotional exploitation in our hyper-connected, very social online world? Something to really think about.